What's the best way to get to Silicon Valley from the airport?
Well, you can get the train into San Jose, and then take another train, or you can get a bus from the airport.
Which is quicker?
The bus is direct, but it only runs every 2 hours. The train option is more complicated, but it will probably end up taking less time.
How do I get to your house from the station, John? Isn't there a bus?
Yes, but I can pick you up. It only takes about 15 minutes to get there by car.
Thanks, that's great. Should I call you when I'm on the train?
Yeah, sure. See you soon.
Karen, what's the worst trip you've ever taken?
I think the slowest was probably last summer when we got stuck in a traffic jam on our way to a music festival. It took 5 hours to go about 60 miles. But the most stressful thing was that I was also running out of gas. Fortunately, we just made it.
Daniel, you're an engineer, so you'll probably know the answer to this question. What's the safest form of transportation?
Well, statistically, flying's the safest, although it's also the form of transportation that people are most afraid of. A recent survey also showed that people think that cars and buses are safer than trains.
So, is it flying or traveling by train that's safer?
Oh, definitely flying.
What's your favorite city, Deborah?
Well, one of the most relaxed places I've been to is Copenhagen.
I haven't been there. Isn't it famous for good food?
It does have amazing restaurants. It's also one of the best cities for biking in the world. There are bike lanes everywhere. The most surprising thing is that at rush hour, it's more crowded in the bike lanes than on the roads.
Amy, I understand you took part in the Ironman triathlon last year. Can you tell us about this extremely difficult race?
Yes. It involves swimming almost 2.5 miles, biking 112 miles, and finally running a marathon, 26.2 miles. You have to finish it in 17 hours.
And had you done a lot of sports before the race?
Well, I used to do a lot of sports in school, but I hadn't taken part in anything for a long time when I decided to do the race. Before I started training, I hadn't even been swimming for years, apart from on vacation. Anyway, with the help of a coach, I began a strict training program to get fit over several months.
Didn't you have a break in that time?
Oh, yes. After every 4th week, I took things easier, and when I had rest days, I made sure I didn't do anything physically demanding.
Very sensible. And so what about the race itself? Did you manage to complete it?
Well, the night before the race, I dreamt I would finish in 12 hours 16 minutes, which I knew wasn't very likely, but I was ready. The start of the swim was quite disorganized as there were so many people trying to get into the water and swimmers were knocking into each other. I just tried to concentrate and stay calm. Gradually, the lake became less crowded and I made good time. Then, I was on to the cycling stage. Spectators were cheering and waving as I passed on my bike, and it stopped me thinking about how exhausted I felt. I remembered what my coach had said about drinking liquids, and the food I was carrying helped too. I even gave some of my chocolate to another competitor who had dropped his and was running out of energy.
That was kind of you. And what about the final part of the race?
Running the marathon was where things became really tough for me. Towards the end, my legs felt as if they were made of stone. Several people had given up because they were injured, but I was determined to keep going. Seeing my husband and son shouting my name allowed me to do those last few miles and cross the finish line at, guess what? 12 hours, 16 minutes.
A fantastic achievement. Well done.
Ryan, did you know that Kathleen and Gary are going out now?
Kathleen and Gary from your department? Really? But I didn't think they used to get along.
Well, they both started going to the gym at lunchtime, and they obviously became friends.
I can't imagine Gary doing any kind of exercise. How long have they been together?
About a month, I think.
Hi Jason. How was the game?
Hi, Donna. It was great, thanks. We won. The students beat the teachers.
That's great. What was the score?
1-0, and I scored the only goal. Unfortunately, Ryan was sent off in the second half for committing a foul against his old gym teacher.
Hi, Melissa. I think I saw your ex yesterday. Didn't you and Brian used to be a couple a long time ago?
Brian. Yes, I've completely lost touch with him. How was he?
He was fine, and he looked pretty good, too. Looks like he works out a lot.
Oh.
Hi, Mom. I have some news. Eric and I have just gotten engaged.
Oh, Martha, that's wonderful. Congratulations. How did he, propose?
Well, he invited me to go for a walk this evening. We were in the park and suddenly he got down on one knee.
Ah, I didn't think modern men were usually so romantic. Eric's obviously different.
Hi, could I book a basketball court for Friday morning?
Certainly. What time would you like?
Is it free at 10:30?
Yes, it is.
Is the pool open then, too?
It's usually open on Fridays, but I'm afraid a school is using it for a competition this week.
Okay, I'll just book the court then.
And can I take your name, please?
Yes, it's Joshua Brown.